Decades of neurobiological research from institutions like Stanford University have provided a clear map of how human motivation actually works in the brain. If you rely on energy drinks, pre-workout supplements, loud music, and constant phone checking just to push through a workday, you aren't boosting your motivation. You are actively destroying your baseline capacity to generate effort. This graph illustrates why that happens. Dopamine operates on a dual system. You have a continuous, steady baseline level called tonic dopamine, and you experience transient, rapid spikes called phasic dopamine. Notice what happens right after a massive spike. The line doesn't return to where it started. It drops significantly below your original baseline. That red deficit area represents a biological crash. When you artificially force your dopamine to peak too high, you deplete your reserves. The lethargy and brain fog you feel an hour later is the direct physiological result of this drop. This 5-step blueprint provides a structured timeline to stabilize that baseline, sustain your daily energy, and target the specific neural structures responsible for willpower. Motivation is not a personality trait you either have or lack. It is a biological ratio of available neurochemicals that you can actively manage. Let's build the protocol. Step 1 happens the moment you wake up. You need to get 10 to 30 minutes of bright outdoor sunlight in your eyes, without sunglasses, within an hour of waking. Early morning light exposure sets your circadian rhythm. Biologically, this promotes genetic variation in your D4 dopamine receptors, preparing your neural circuitry for sustained, focused attention throughout the day. Step 2 is fueling the production of dopamine itself. Your body manufactures dopamine from an amino acid called tyrosine. To keep your baseline healthy, consume tyrosine-rich whole foods like red meat, nuts, and hard fermented cheeses. Focus on getting your tyrosine from whole foods, shown on the left, rather than taking synthetic precursors like mucuna pruriens or isolated L-DOPA supplements. Those synthetic supplements bypass the brain's natural rate-limiting enzymes. Instead of a steady supply, they force unnatural, pulsatile spikes of dopamine. Your brain responds to this overload by downregulating its receptors, meaning you will need more and more stimulation just to feel normal. L-DOPA is a highly potent, necessary medical therapy for treating severe neurological deficits, like Parkinson's disease. Using it casually as a daily optimization hack risks severe side effects, including involuntary motor fluctuations. Building lasting drive requires providing your body with the raw materials to process naturally at its own pace. Step 3 is eliminating a habit called dopamine stacking. This happens when you combine multiple stimulants, like taking Adderall, drinking an energy drink, blasting a playlist, and checking your phone, all while trying to do a single task. This animation shows exactly why stacking destroys your focus. Your neurons store dopamine in tiny bubbles called vesicles. This is your readily releasable pool. When you stack stimulants, you force these vesicles to dump their entire supply at once, until the gap goes starkly dark. Once empty, the brain cannot instantly synthesize more. You hit empty, leaving you underwhelmed for the rest of the day. You might have heard of dopamine fasting. It doesn't mean sitting in silent isolation. It means practicing strategic unstacking to protect this limited pool of vesicles. The practical fix is the coin flip rule. Before you start a deep work session or a workout, flip a physical coin to decide your level of stimulation. If it lands on heads, you get to listen to your music or drink your pre-workout. If it lands on tails, you execute the cast entirely unassisted, with zero extra stimulation. Implementing this random, intermittent reward schedule prevents vesicle depletion. It trains your brain to engage with the task itself, keeping your baseline motivation exceptionally high over the long term. Step 4 is the ultimate tool for resilience, deliberately engaging in a task you actively hate. The most efficient method for this is cold water immersion. Submerging yourself in 14 degrees Celsius water, about 59 degrees Fahrenheit, triggers a state of hormetic stress. This chart shows the result: a 250% increase in baseline dopamine and a massive 530% increase in noradrenaline, with those levels staying elevated for over 2 hours. The recurring stress of the cold physically hypertrophies a specific region of the brain. This region, the anterior mid-cingulate cortex, or AMCC, integrates the systems involved in executive control and decision-making. It calculates the projected cost of effort against the value of a reward, acting as the structural anchor for tenacity. Step 5 protects this newly built engine. 4 hours before you go to sleep, you must dim all ambient lights in your environment. Evening darkness is a biological requirement. It preserves your melatonin synthesis and allows your dopamine receptors to fully reset their sensitivity overnight. Consistent application of these protocols builds a neurological engine where hard work eventually feels effortless. Here is your completed biophysical blueprint. Get morning sunlight, fuel up with whole food tyrosine, unstack your stimulants, embrace cold immersion, and dim the lights at night. Motivation is a finite biological currency. You must protect it. It is not an endless well you can tap into simply by opening another energy drink. Try this today. Pick one demanding activity and unstack it. Leave the phone in another room, turn off the music, and do the work. Observe the difference in your baseline energy tomorrow. By stopping the artificial spikes, you preserve your dopamine pool for the goals and pursuits that actually matter.